Hello everyone, welcome back to the Tech Sharmit podcast. Today I'm joined by someone who perfectly embodies the fusion of technology, innovation and purpose, Nikhilesh Tayal. Nikhilesh is a Google developer expert for AI, an entrepreneur and a founder of AIMLETC.com, where he teaches AI, LLM and AI agent courses to senior IT professionals. In this episode, we will dive into Nikhilesh's journey from his early startup experiments to the building one of the India's most impactful AI learning platform. But before we dive into all of that, I would like to thank Nikhilesh for joining us today in this episode. And now I request you to please initiate the discussion by telling us a bit about yourself.
Thanks, Amit. Thanks for having me. Yeah, so about me, uh, my name is Nikhilesh. I live in Udaipur. Uh, what I do, I basically teach AI to senior IT professionals. We are building an educational platform so that senior IT professionals can learn AI easily. Before that, I have done two startups. My first startup was CVBhejo. We were building a mobile-based recruitment platform. We got funding and then it was acquired by a company which later acquired by Amazon. My second startup was Stagephod, where we were building a marketplace to create videos. You can say it was like Uber for video creation. On one side, we had filmmakers who can create these videos, and on other side, organizations who want to create videos like ad films, corporate videos, explainer videos, those kind of things. So that was the platform. Yeah, and this is what I do. And then, yeah, so currently the focus is on learning and teaching new technologies.
Okay. So Nikhilesh, like when I was going through your profile, I found very interesting introduction of your where you describe yourself as an AI teacher by morning, an entrepreneur by afternoon, and a filmmaker by night. And that's such a interesting mix of words. So how did this unique blend of technology, business, and creativity comes together in your life?
So basically, these three are my interest areas:
Uh-huh.
uh, technology, entrepreneurship, and filmmaking.
Yes.
Like when it comes to filmmaking creativity, like I used to do a theater and filmmaking in my college days as well, so I have that inclination towards that. And now also this is what we are trying to do. So obviously we want people to learn AI, so technology is one. Then we are building an new kind of educational platform, so entrepreneurship is there. And then we are also, and when we say basically the educational platform, we would say it's an edutainment platform where we are trying to create interesting, entertaining, educational content on AI, so that element of filmmaking is also there. So that's that's the thing. So basically my daily work usually involves these three things: technology, entrepreneurship, and filmmaking. And that's how I wrote that thing on my LinkedIn.
Okay, and another thing in your wish list is the wanna be a farmer, right? So that is also a part of your life which which towards which you are inclined, right?
Right. Right. So next thing, I'm very curious about farming, agriculture, all those things, like where, where from where our food comes and how healthy it should be. So my another area of interest is farming. So maybe, I wish that, I do something in agriculture and all. So that's, and maybe I want to start with the basics first. So maybe I want to, start with farming, and then maybe, I would like to do something there as well.
Okay. All right. So, Nikhilesh, before we talk about your ongoing projects and the contribution that you are doing for the IT industry, I just want to talk bit about your early stage of life, like where you build some startups and you may uh, like you contributed in that way also through those kind of initiatives. So, your first startup, which was CVBhejo, had a strong traction, but it eventually shut down. So, what were the most important technical or business lessons that failure taught you?
No, very, very good question.
Mm-hmm.
So, there was lots of learning, and I would say, closing CVBhejo down was my biggest regret. Still, it's there. Maybe I was so we got good traction. We raised funds as well, and this was 2011 to 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So we ran that company for 2.5 years. We got we were getting revenues. We were getting, we also got investment. But then somehow few things happened, and all those things happened simultaneously, and maybe because I was the first time founder, I panicked, and then I basically shut down that business. So the first, there were many lessons. First thing is that, yeah, bad phase can come in a business, so you have to survive that
Right.
phase. It could be of 3 to 6 months, or maybe more, right? So it's all about long term. It's not about those initial 3 to 6 months, right? So you have to survive that. Somehow you have to, let the company live. Somehow you have to survive. Just you have to just breathe and let that phase, pass by. To give you an example, the moment, when I shut down that business, 3 years, like 3 months later, we got a proposal for funding. So if we could have just survived 3 months, we could have, raised that funding, the next round, and we could have done anything, like, right?
Right.
So that was the thing. Second, obviously, other business things are right, like, you have to, obviously, you have to basically, because again, the idea was we were creating mobile-based recruitment platform. Many people told us this will not work, because this was like, almost pre-WhatsApp era, right?
Hmm. Right.
So people were not confident about it. But then you have to, listen to your own intuition. You have to, if you think that you are solving a genuine problem, you should always work on it. Those were the things.
Okay. So here, before we move to the next question, I just want to clarify one thing to the audience that we purposely kept this word failure. Although, like those who are into entrepreneurship journey and business line, they know that there is nothing called failure. Like it is a part of journey. We have to try lots of startups and then we build something that is meaningful because it's a founder only like who decide that no, this is not something that I was trying to deliver. So he is the only one like who take care of all precautions, and if it is needed to take that product down, so he decided by own. So just make it very clear, students, like there is nothing called failure in the journey of entrepreneurship. You have to try, you have to deploy. That's the only thing. Okay.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
Yeah. Okay, so now we will talk about your another great initiative, that is Stagephod. So could you please explain this initiative in a very layman terminology, so that if there is any person or for those listeners who may not know about this product, so please explain it in a very layman terminology, like what was the problem that you were trying to solve with when you built this product.
Can I start with a story here?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah, that would
so after
resonate.
my first startup, I realized my mistake, and then so I did not want to go and join job. So then I was figuring out that what I can do. And as I said, filmmaking, theater, I like, this was my interest since college days. So
Mm-hmm.
what I did, I started teaching theater here in my locality, in basically in Udaipur. And
Okay.
then we formed a theater group, and then we started doing theater here. This was around 2014. And then YouTube was coming, and these people started making short films. Like, people were making short films, and then TVF and all those, they those were also becoming popular. So basically, then we created a short film. And then for that, and then what I realized while making the short film is that short making a short film is also very much like an entrepreneurial activity,
Hmm,
right?
right.
You have to build a team. You have to first think of a idea, and then you have to execute it, and then you need resources and funding, and then you have to
Right.
market it. So it's very much like, right? So then I thought, okay, but there are many other filmmakers out there who are actually struggling. They might need some help, with at least with recognition. So what I did, I started interviewing these kind of people.
Okay.
And and so these were like upcoming filmmakers. They were making films, short films, those kind of things. So I started, in hindsight you can say it was like your story for filmmakers. So it was a blog. I used to take the interview and put that in the blog. I did this for about 6 months, and then in that period I took interview of about 200 plus people, this thing that now I have 200 plus people who can actually create any kind of video,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because that's their job, and they are looking for opportunities, right? Obviously their ultimate aim was to make a feature film in Bollywoods,
Right.
in Bollywood, but they know how to create all other kind of videos, right?
Hmm.
And then my friends from startup, so when they used to ask me like, what are you doing currently? And I when I used to tell them, I take these interviews, and so then they say, okay, we also need a corporate video, and we need this kind of video, can these people help? And then actually, this thing strike that unknowingly I have built a supply side. If I can bring the demand, we can actually create a marketplace like Uber,
Hmm. Right.
right? And that's how we actually, so basically it's like a marketplace to create videos. So if you're an organization, you want to create a video, be it corporate video, ad film, explainer video, testimonial video, whatever kind of video, and you are looking for a video creator, so you can actually, so we have these video creators, you can go and you can get this thing done. So that was the thing that we built.
Okay. Yeah, I
So
think. Mhm. Yeah.
for Indian audience, they used to make live shoot videos. For international audience, they used to make explainer, these animation videos. So that's how it, so we started. We were a profitable company with this.
Yes, and I think these kind of product are not only profitable in terms of revenue, but also it is creating the impact because the kind of work you are building the community at the end, right? We are uh, collecting all the like-minded people to work together and to find out the best possible way to deploy their talent to the industry. So that is the thing, and I think for the same reason, like you have been also facilitated by the former Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Mr. Ashok Gehlot, for your startup initiatives. So what was that experience like? What was the real story behind that recognition and how you got it into that?
No, it was really good when So basically, this was in 2019.
Okay.
Chief. So back then, the Chief Minister of Rajasthan was, as you said, Mr. Ashok Gehlot. So he actually wanted to discuss new initiatives that can be taken in the state. So
Hmm.
he by he I think his team, basically what I so his team actually identified 30 people across state,
Okay.
that who are into entrepreneurship and doing or basically doing startups. So
Hmm.
from the entire state they chose 30 people, and then they invited all those people to Jaipur so that we can discuss what we are doing with him. And
Okay.
then so it and then they and it was also Rajasthan IT Day. So basically they felicitated us, that the kind of initiative, the work we are doing. And then we share our ideas and our business journey with the chief minister. So that's what it was.
Okay. Yeah, it's a great experience because when you know that your work is recognized by someone with a higher authority, so it gives a boost, and also it encourage other entrepreneur or folks also that yes, this is something that can be recognized by the higher authorities also if we are doing it with some passion and with some goals. So that is a great
Right.
inspiration.
And it was kind of a surprise because most of the things you have to apply, right? If you have,
Right.
for example, for investor, you apply, you go and talk to them. This is the thing where they somehow identified and then they approached us.
Right.
So at first it looked like that, it's some kind of, a prank or scam,
Correct.
right? But then, yeah, so yeah, obviously it feels good when, when people somehow identify or basically recognizes your work.
Your work. Right.
Mhm.
And what I believe, Niklesh, like building in India's startup ecosystem can be chaotic. So, what's one what do you think? Like, what is the one underrated superpower Indian entrepreneurs have that Silicon Valley founders over often overlooked? Like, did you find any similarities there?
So we are saying what superpower Silicon
Indian
Valley
entrepreneurs
founders
have.
don't have, but Indian
Yes,
entrepreneurs have.
right.
See, honestly, I don't feel, because see, obviously the startup ecosystem is very much matured there, and
Mm-hmm.
here, what we can say is that it's not a superpower, but we have to adjust because we are almost all or always resource constrained, talent constrained, right? So we basically adjust to that reality, right?
Right.
At the same time, the paying capacity of our users are also not that much. So based on these constraints we adjust, and we based on our creativity or jugaad we actually run
Hmm.
the
Right.
business. I would not say that's a superpower, that's a constraint that we have to live with, right?
Right.
Right, but
Right.
ideally given a choice, you should have not ample, but at least you should have enough resources to run a business, right?
Hmm.
You should not
Correct.
always feel constrained, right? Enough money, good talent, right? Enough resources. So that's my take.
Right. And I think these are the things that are essential. Like, you are not supposed to work only with the motivation. You need at the end, you need revenue, you need resources and talent as well. So this is something
Exactly.
that every entrepreneur
Exactly.
needed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now, Nikhilesh, we will talk about one of your great initiative and the best contribution for your IT industry. That is the course that you are providing, because you teach AI, LLM, and AI agent course to senior IT professional through AIMLETC.com. So, what's the main objective behind these programs? Like, are they more conceptuals or hands-on kind of tutorials, or the content that you are providing? Like, what was your journey with this product?
See, so the gap that we have identified is the existing courses
Mm-hmm.
are, you know, they were designed keeping students in mind.
Right.
Whatever AI courses, most AI courses, because AI, basically students only used to learn AI,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
But now after, maybe in last 3 years after ChatGPT released and AI got so much, got so much successful, and everyone started talking about AI, generative AI. So now
Mm-hmm.
senior professionals, they also want to learn AI, right? So when I say senior professionals, like people who have 10 plus years of experience, people like VP technology, director of engineering, product managers, senior product managers, even CTO, right? Because now they can't, right? So, and the idea is, because if they can't grow in their career if they don't know AI, specifically for IT professionals, that's one. Or if they want to implement AI in their own organization, they want to learn AI, right? They can't
Mm-hmm.
hire people if they don't know AI themselves,
Right.
right? So for keeping these people now, these people, they don't have so much time, right? They can't learn AI for 2 years now,
Mm-hmm. Right.
right? S and at the same time, they don't want to learn irrelevant stuff,
Correct.
right? So keeping their needs in mind, we have designed a course which is specifically for them. It's a short course of 24 hours. It's a practical course, highly practical. We have hands-on labs. We have, we also build practical application during that course. And it's basically for those people who senior people who want to learn AI quickly and effectively, so that they can start working.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole idea of this course. It took us 15 months. It's not that we have copy pasted the course from here
Right.
and there. It's not that. We built this course ground up, keeping their needs in mind. And it actually took us 15 months to build this course.
Okay. Here I want to ask one question, because today we all know that there are already so many AI LLM courses available online on YouTube's and other platforms like Coursera, Udemy, right? So why did you feel that the need to start your own courses at AIMLECT.com? Because one thing is clear with your objective, that your target audience was the IT professional, like who are having the uh, multiple years of experience in the industry, but they wanted to learn the AI thing, right? But my question is, like, already there are courses, then how it is different from those existing courses, and what gap you were trying to fill with this content?
See, if we see, so there are courses, there are many educational platform. The
Mm-hmm.
problem with these educational platforms are like what is their retention rate and what is their completion rate.
Okay.
So we have added technology to the education,
Mm-hmm.
right? We have created videos, we have given educational content so that people can watch anytime, anywhere, and they can
Mm-hmm.
learn on their pace. But these courses are for highly motivated people,
Okay.
and those are like less than 5% people who are
Right.
highly motivated enough to follow or learn all these things, right? So most of the people, they start these courses but they don't complete, and that's why I'm saying what is the completion rate and what is the retention rate,
Right.
right? So we just don't need technology, uh, just don't need to add technology in the education. What we feel is that if the content is interesting, if the
Mm-hmm.
content is entertaining, then people can watch the content, right? Then
Right.
they then you can actually increase that retention rate and the completion rate. So what we are doing, we are actually making semi-fictional kind of videos. Like,
Okay.
we are kind of creating fictional web series around AI. So we have
AI. Okay.
characters, we have interesting conversations. These we also add comedy. So that's the what we are trying to do. So instead of so now edtech, you can say it's edtech 2.0. Now instead of edtech, like just creating lecture style videos where
Mm-hmm.
one person is teaching and there are graphics around that person, what we are trying to create is edutain tech, where we are adding entertainment to the education. At the
Okay.
same time, we have these kinds of platform. So, and we believe that this would be edutech 2.0, or you can say edutain tech.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what we are doing with our startup.
Right, and I think this is the need of today's era because we all know that AI is a hot topic nowadays. Everyone is talking about AI. Some are afraid also. So maybe these kind of courses will help them to grab the concepts and so that they will not fear any more for the AI. So, Niklesh, what do you think? Like, with the AI evolving so fast, what's one concept you believe that every professional must master in the next 2 years from now, regardless of their industry? Let's say if someone is working from for any other domain, someone is IT, someone is medical domain. So, regardless of their industry, what one concept you think that every professional should master in terms of AI?
I'll tell you basically two.
Okay.
One obviously is AI agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because as people say, like AI agent is the new software, right? So people can learn AI agent, how to build them, how to evaluate, how to add memory, that kind of a thing. Having
Okay.
said that, one thing which people do not talk about, and which could be a very interesting niche, is AI security. Everyone
Mm-hmm.
talks about making AI applications, making AI agents. So that's obviously one. You can, but because more when we create more and more AI applications or AI agents, we need to secure them as well.
Right.
So AI agent security is also a very important thing. So if you, and that could be an interesting niche where you will have less competition.
Hmm.
So if we work on that, so I think everyone should learn AI, making AI agents, and then how to secure these AI agents.
Okay. And one question I want to ask here. So let's say if there is a group of student who are from non-technical background or maybe a IT person, non-IT person, who are interested to learn about AI and ML thing, but they are not from a like they are not comfortable with mathematics. And nowadays we all know that AI need a good mathematics hands on and so that they know about the algorithms, the process and the parameters that they are using. So, what is your opinion? Like, if someone is there who wanted to learn AI/ML, they wanted to pursue their career in AI/ML, but they are from the non-technical background. So, what prerequisites are there for them, and how they can start with AI/ML?
See, AI is very much possible to learn without maths, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
possible to learn AI without programming, without
Programming,
coding.
right?
right? So if you know maths, that's always an advantage. If even if you don't know, you can actually, if you have learned, like, matrix multiplication, even if you can relate that
Basics.
what is what is probability, right, what is partial differentiation, you can still able to learn AI. But if you have to build AI applications, right, then you must need to know Python,
Hmm.
because all those libraries are there. So without Python, it would be difficult.
Okay, so they can start with
And
Python first, right? Python and
Python
the
first. And
basics of.
if they don't want to build AI applications, they want to go in research, as in building new models, building LLMs. In that case, mathematics is must.
Right.
Then they'll not be able to go into in that direction.
Okay. Yeah, I think with this explanation, I am think it is clear to all those who wanted to, because I got multiple question that I wanted to learn about AI ML, but I'm not comfortable with mathematics. So they have some idea now, like how they can start with the basics of Python and later on step by step by the time they will learn the remaining thing. Okay. And another question is there for you, Niklesh, which is regarding the policy, because we all know that somewhere we feel that yes, changes are needed also in the policies. So, if you could advise policymakers today, so what should India's next big step in order to accelerate the AI-driven entrepreneurships? Do you still believe that there is a era of AI-driven entrepreneurship, or what is your take on this?
Uh, See, AI is useful, but I
Mm-hmm.
think this AI driven entrepreneurship is actually a kind of a hype. So
Okay,
AI could be your assistant, right? Right. And it could be your assistant, it could be assistant to your employees or your team members.
I agree.
But you can't completely rely on AI. So when we say AI driven entrepreneur, I think we are still entrepreneurship. I think we are still a long way. You know, we have to go a long way in order to do that. AI still can't, think, or basically it can't. It can only assist us.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, in entrepreneurship, one thing which I have noticed, so there are multiple, uh, you know, initiatives by government and all, right? One thing which which I feel is that, so there are grants and everything. But
Yeah.
one thing I feel is that people, most of these there, where there are grants and there are these government initiative, most people, they are not entrepreneurs themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen lots of entrepreneurs not able to relate to these people, right? It's, if I try to draw an analogy, it's like non-cricketing people selecting cricketing team,
Correct.
right? So at least they should be, they should have played that game before they can be selectors,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
So one thing that we should be focusing on, that we should all, even though now these people could be failed entrepreneurs, it's not that they could be, they have to be a successful entrepreneur. They can be failed entrepreneur also, but at least they'll relate to their journey.
Hmm. Right.
They if they have done some or other business, they'll actually understand the problem, their journey. So then we this initiative could be effective. That's my observation.
Okay. All right. So, Nikhilesh, like AI ML is a topic where we can take lots of questions here, but we are short on time. So, I just want to take my last question. And this is regarding the mentorship in your life, because we believe that everyone needs a mentor or a guide in a life. So, looking back on your own journey, oh, who are those key people or influencers that shaped the way you think, work, and lead today?
So, like, you know I think, so we all need mentor. There is no denying that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, me, from our childhood, your first mentor is your mother and your parents, and then you, and then there are teachers, and then there could be friends, and then, right. So for me, I think it's not one particular person who actually,
Mm-hmm.
so based, like, it's always like, what I'm doing today. So let's say if I'm learning AI, then the AI, the person who is teaching AI would become my mentor. And then when I do entrepreneurship, then people who are talking
Right.
about entrepreneurship, I start following them, right? So at every journey, like when I was doing my first startup, CVBhejo, then I used to look to those people who are actually talking about startups and
Hmm.
entrepreneurship. And then when I started learning filmmaking, then these for Bollywood directors, they become my
Role
right
models. Yeah.
mentors. And then now when I do AI, and especially when I teach AI, so then Andrew and people like Andrew and G, right, who right, so they become my. I start I start basically following them. So that's how it is in my life.
Okay.
Tomorrow, let's say if I start learning quantum, then I'll quantum computing, then my I start following those people who talk about quantum computing or doing good work in quantum computing. So that's how it would be.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, thank you so much, Nikhilesh, for joining us in this episode and for sharing so much information regarding the AI, ML, and the kind of work that you are doing for the community. It was really nice talking with you and to learn about your journey. So, thank you once again for being a part of the show.
And thank you. Thanks for having me and for this lovely conversation.
Thank you.